going through the phone. And we're live. Imagine that. All right, let me get back to the comments over here. Hope you guys enjoyed the train show. Hope you can hear me all right. I hope. All right, let's start off with the hellos. We'll go all the way back to the beginning. Hi, guys. There's a lot of stuff here. All right, let's see. First, technically, was Dwight Curley, even though he dropped out, so he became not first anymore. But hi, Dwight. Glad you could make it. John from Schuylkill River Valley. How you doing tonight? And of course, Artie from Moss America Model Railroading. Kyle Stevens, how you doing? I think you took off and went to work, but that's okay. You can catch the replay. Mark Saunders, how you doing? Good to see you here. Vinny, always good to see you here. Water Railroad Dog, good to see you too. And Joe Rader, how you doing? All right. Boxcar Jerry, how you doing, Jerry? Glad you could make it, of course. And who else do we have here? Ron Brights, good to see you. Pretty long line of comments here I got to scroll through. Wilmer! Always good to see Wilmer. I think about covered every. Oh, wait, we got Steve 87. How you doing, Steve? Glad you could make it. Who else we got here? Thomas Grassy. How you doing, Tom? Okay, that's everybody. If I missed you, well, you can slap me around later. You know how that goes. And a good quick question. Are these trains interfering with my talking? If they are, I'll shut them down, but otherwise I'll leave them running. Unfortunately, I can't make them any quieter. No comment on the trains? All right. I guess we're doing okay then. No sound is good. Cool. So, unfortunately, though, they're kind of loud even for me. So I'm going to shut down the steam engine. Or no, the other one. Actually, leave them. What, trains? You got trains, of course. You sure? Because, I mean, I don't want to be too irritating. Uh-oh, Death spot the track. Hang on. All right, we're good. I keep freezing up. That's not good. I might be able to fix that with this. I've overloaded my computer. All these cameras running. Yeah, you're right. I am freezing up. I can see on my phone. I got my phone as a monitor. Huh, that's not good. I don't know if we can fix that or not. Maybe, maybe not. Well, there is some sort of a storm warning out, but I don't know when that's supposed to happen. There's really isn't anything I can do about it. Well, actually, there is. Hang on just a second. I dropped the resolution a little bit. That should make a difference. I hope. No, still, well, yeah, must be the internet. Let me check something else here just for fun. Do a quick speed test. Now, the upload's not great here, but it should still be around 12. Come on. Too slow. All right, there we go. No. Download speed is good. Pushing 300, 315, 331, 348, 350 for download, but that's not the issue. The upload, let's see how that goes. Yeah, it's a little slower than it should be. It's running 10 instead of 12, so that might explain the locking up deal. Not sure. All right, well, we'll just have to deal with it. Do the anti-rain dance. If I knew what it was, I would. It already says, I know when storm is coming here, the digital TV signal plays up. What happens when you have the dish or aerial? Well, I don't have a dish or an aerial, so I shouldn't really have that issue. In most cases, we don't have an issue with storms. Anyway, we're going to continue working on my model house down here. I'll bring the camera up for that. There it is. And I got a new webcam, so it should be better than it was before. I hope. I got one of those. The thing was $9 on Amazon, but it seems to be working all right. It's a 1080p. So we'll see. Now, Martin, you on here? If you are, I missed you. Sorry about that. Good to see you, Martin. Glad you could make it. All righty. So, what I did was I printed up some actual TV screens. You can't see them because they're out of the screen right now, but here they are. they're really kind of small. I guess that's like a 40-inch TV screen according to scale. I made 3 of them. 2 are going to go in the living room. 1 will go in the bedroom. I also made this. Now I have a chimney in a fireplace. So, over here. I made a fireplace. It even has a mantle on it. So we're going to place that in a minute. And of course, got to have a desk for my computer. Hope you can see that all right. And a little teeny tiny coffee table for in front of the couch. That was all I was able to print this week because I've been busy with other things. As some of you may already know, what device to use to switch cameras. Actually, I'm using what's it called? StreamYard. And StreamYard has the ability to do that. Now, I'm also using the IP camera viewer that I just have to go over to it real quick and then I can change it out from camera to camera. And that's how that gets done. It's the only way I know how to do it at the moment. So where's the layout for the house? I don't really understand the question, Tom. Well, there isn't a layout in the house because my shed is not part of the house. So that's pretty funny, Wilmer. Yeah, I know, Thomas, the train layout. It's not in the house because the Sugar Shack is a standalone shed that's away from the house. And yes, I do have a print of it that I put next to my guest house and my utility shed, which are already on the layout, which I can't show you at the moment. But they're there. As soon as this gets put in, I'll probably take some video shots of it once this is in and lit up, and then you can see the whole kit and caboodle in my yard. So I guess first things first. I get some of the stuff out of the way. You know, I cleaned the whole shed out, right? And for the most part, it's still pretty clean, except for my desk here, or my office area, whatever you'd like to call it. There's always stuff all over the place. I can't keep it clean for realistically more than 5 minutes. So yeah, that would be a challenge. You know, Artie, that's a funny thing. They actually make a small TV, but I don't think it's quite HO scale. I think it's a little bigger than HO scale. It actually does work. Thing cost $80. It's a kit TV, and matter of fact, Micromark has it. And it's hard to really tell how big it is because the guy's holding it in his hand, and it looks like it could be about that tall. So it looks like it might be a little large, but it's an old-fashioned looking television. It's the coolest thing you ever seen, but way too expensive to hide in a house. Martin says, Wilmer, that was a bug on your screen. Well, it could have been. You never know. Yeah, Tom says you can put an LED in the TV to make it look like it is on. Yeah, it could, but like I said, the problem with this whole thing is with the roof on, and there's only two windows in the living room, which is like my real house. So you'd never be able to see it, really, for the most part. Because it's also set up where there's a little tiny slot in the top of the TV frame that you can. I know you can't see it in here, but you can actually slide a miniature photograph in there, a picture, to make it look like it's on. But we're not going to worry about that. That's just too much. Artie says many prints hasn't worked. Yeah, they probably do too. I haven't checked lately, but I wouldn't be surprised. I've actually seen the third one. Yeah, that would be a neat trick, wouldn't it? Well, like I said, it is what it is, you know. Now, if I had O scale or G scale, then I'd go crazy with the realism because it'd be a lot easier to see all this stuff. But then I would need a shed that's about 10 times bigger than what I got. And I have the money for that. So, let's see what we're going to do here first. First, we're going to get some glue. He brings up a good point. Well, there's nothing on TV. That's why we're here with you. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. But you're right, mostly. And hey, Anthony, how you doing? Put a bathroom in the house yet? No, actually, there's no bathroom in here. And the reason being is I scaled this a little wrong. I mean, I had to do what I did because I have limited room on the layout, but it should have actually been about 2 inches more this way, maybe 3, depth-wise, and probably even a little bit wider. Then I could have put, because in my house there's actually 3 bathrooms, and which none of them are in here because there's no room for them. And So things aren't even placed quite correctly in here because it's just the way I had to do it. It is what it is. All right, so let's go ahead and drop a bit of glue here. All right, John. Well, thanks for showing up, man. You catch the replay. Have fun with your grandsons, man. And Steve says it wasn't okay. It wasn't okay. Well, whatever. All right. So I guess the first thing we'll put in is the desk. Like I said, unfortunately, things aren't where they're supposed to be because I just don't have the room for it. So we're just going to have to pretend. Yeah, there's the desk there. Now, here's my pointer. Use the screwdriver as a pointer. There's the desk right there somewhere. There it is. Now, on my desk, I have a computer monitor. It's a 40-inch, same as I have here in the train room. Uh, I don't know what that's in reference to, but it looks funny. Have to go outside and tear up a tree, Anthony. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a monitor in there. This is going to be a neat trick, probably. But there it is. Right there. Then, of course, I have a 50-inch, which is, I know it's not scaled correctly, but a 50-inch sits on the wall over here. Well, that's where that is. If I get that, all right, can you see that? Yep. Okay. So, then of course, I also have one in the bedroom. And I have a 40-inch in the bedroom. And it's on the wall over here. You can see that. There you go. So that takes care of all the TVs. Now, in reality, there's actually more TVs in the house because there's a third bedroom or second bedroom over here, which I can't really put in because, well, I probably could actually put it. I have to build another wall. It would be difficult. I'll just leave it alone. But that's my wife's playroom, or hobby room, as she likes to call it. Sure, yeah. Okay, well, actually, my floor has real brick in it. It's classified as Spanish tile, but it's actually brick, hand laid, and it goes throughout pretty much the whole house, except for the bedroom. But I didn't put the carpet in this bedroom. It's kind of cool, but not great to walk on if you're barefoot. All right, let's see. So, what's next? Oh, the little table here. And I'm probably going to need the tweezers for that. Like I may need a little more glue. Well, it actually is brick, Jerry, but they don't call it brick. I don't know why. But yeah, it's actually a very smooth faced brick. And there's the table. Next, of course, it's going to go right there. It's going to be the fireplace. That may be a little tricky. Because it's actually angled. And a little bit over it. I've got to get an angle just a little bit more. That's about right. I got to get some glue in there. Another neat trick. Hey Heath, how you doing? There we go. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, it's a fireplace. You can't really see the mantle too well, but well, there now you can. I'm going to set that on the edge of the keyboard so the glue sets. That pretty much covers all the furniture I have for the moment. I don't know what else to put in there. Let's see, did I miss anything important? Hey Manny, how you doing? If I didn't say hi before. Jim doesn't know what he's building. Well, that could well be. Oh, you could probably see that. Well, we're going to get to that in a minute. And of course, Heath says, does any of us really? That's a good response, Heath. I like that one. Uh-oh, here's another warning from Artie. You guys, make sure you hit the like button. I can't see how many likes on my end. I know how many people I've got attending, but that's about it. All right, so that's an interesting question. What would Robert? That you're talking about flying crow, I assume. No hills in Louisiana, just swamps. Well, it could be hilly swamps. And so I hit it twice till I get money back. Nope, you probably don't. You know, I have. I'll tell you what I do have. My like I said, I don't know if you guys have ever seen my original. I did do a video on my house when I first, well, right after I got it. And on this wall behind the couch, oh, wait a minute, hide that. On this wall behind the couch, there are 3 swords. That's right, you heard me right, swords. And because the house is kind of styled after it's got a medieval flair to it. Not something I did, just the way the guy that built it did it. So I thought it'd be cool to put 3 swords in there. So I bought 3 actual swords. And yes, they do have an edge. They would kill if you needed to. They're hanging up on the wall. And in between the 3 swords, I have 2 plaques that, and this is kind of funny, but I guess it's real. At least I'm pretty sure it is. I bought land in Scotland, and I am now officially a lord, and my wife is a lady. So we have the documents to prove that I'm Lord James Tedesco, and she's Lady Deborah Tedesco. Let's see. Am I a swordsman? I wish I was, but I imagine if I start swinging a sword around, you'd think I was probably retarded or something. I don't have any rugs on the wall. Somebody might, though. No, I have plenty of guns. I wouldn't bring a gun to a sword fight or a knife fight. Bad. All right, so let's put the house away for a moment. I'm gonna put it over here. Now, hopefully next week I'll be able to put the roof on it, or maybe even before I get on air, and we'll get it in place. We'll see. All right, so the question was asked about locomotives. See if I get this in the screen here. I tell you, getting this camera set right is kind of tough to do. Okay. So this is a GP38. It is made by MTH. No, actually, my dog did this. We were playing with the ball, and I went to grab the ball out of his mouth, and my hand hit his tooth. Now, he didn't bite me, but I hit his tooth pretty hard, and it kind of sliced me open a little bit. Oh, puppy's got sharp teeth. Yes, it does. The only problem with the gun is eventually you will run out of ammo, which could in fact be a problem. And that's what Artie says. The sword is always loaded, guns right out of ammo. You're absolutely right. He says he's done that with his dog also. I guess we're both idiots then, huh? I should know better because I know my dog. He's just a puppy, and his teeth are like razors. They really are. Was that so as a Hungarian story? How do you know it's a GP38? Well, because that's what it said on the box when I bought it. Because honestly, I have a difficult time trying to tell what is and what isn't. I really don't have an idea. I mean, sort of do, but like I can identify an SD40, or an SD45 rather, but I can't. I just the GPs all look the same to me. Now I have 2 GP38s and a GP40, and the GP40 has an extra fan on top, and that's the only way I know the difference. Okay, well you said the dog down there. I didn't give the dog a knife. That would not be a good idea. There you go. That's on the box. Pretty much, yeah. That's the only way I know what it is. That's the only way I read the box. Yeah, well, that's because You almost have to, you know. There's just so many of them. It's hard to remember what each one looks like. So anyway, getting back to the subject, I bought two of these. They're both MTH. Now, this is what I actually got. I'll get this in the screen here somewhere. That's funny. You got to do everything backward on the camera here. It's a Southern Pacific. This is also a GP38. And pretty soon I'm going to change it to, and I hold on just a second. I got to change something here real quick. If I remember how to do it. Let's see. Oh, I don't remember how to do it. All right, I got to do share, stop screen, share screen, to this one here. Here we go. Okay. This is what it's going to look like. Now, this is a GP38. US Sugar has 4 of them. And I've got to turn this shell, where are you? I don't know if you can see it or not, to that. So let me get out of that again. Stop screen. Share screen. Okay, here we go. All right, so I hope y'all got that. That was kind of tricky. Well, you know, Artie, the thing with that is, I gotta jump off for a second here. What the hell are you guys talking about? Who in their right mind would put steak knives on a Roomba? That's just a little weird. All right, now back to the question at hand. I don't know if we're going to weather or not, because actually, and I have recent video of 2 of the engines, and they are pristine. I believe they were just recently repainted. So I'm probably going to leave them just like that. I don't know yet. We'll see. And if I decide later on that the weather, I probably will. It does look pretty cool weathered. Jerry, that Sugar Loco doesn't look like it is a GP38, believe it or not. And it corresponds with the number on it too, because, like I said, they have 4 GP38s that are the first number is either a 3 or 4. But they have a 305, I got some of the numbers here. You have a 305 and a 405 and a 407 and a 307, and those are the 38s. The 502 and 503, I think, are the GP40s. There's only 2 of the 40s, and only once have I seen them using the GP40 behind my house. Are you going to use decals or lick and stick? Oh, isn't that the same thing, Heath? No, I don't lick and stick anything. No, these are actual. I printed these up. Yeah, so I get them there. I don't know if you can see them or not. Kind of hard to make out, but these are the numbers. I also have the US Sugar logo. And these are, you get them wet, you put them on. So what I've done is, I had already pre-painted this, and I didn't like the way it came out, so I stripped it, and I did it again. So this is the base gray, and I've got to put the yellow center all the way around on it. I have the cab in the paint booth at the moment. And then I've got some red red striping tape that's real thin. I'll do the red stripes on the top and the bottom of the yellow. So that's what I'm going to do with that. Like I said, this is an MTH loco. These are pretty nice. They have DCC and sound. Both of them do. What they don't have is keep alive circuits in them, and I'm going to look into putting them in. Now, I don't know why this thing's got two capacitors in the back. They're not for keep alive. I think it has something to do with the sound card. I'm not sure. But I've got just enough room in the front here. In the front right here. To send them. If I take the cab out, the cab interior, I can go ahead and put the a battery pack in there for the keep alive. So that's the plan for that. Your Asian partner in crime got me some items. Well, good for you, Artie. It's always good to get more goodies. And Heath, you said, do you have a sugar plant or is this local for your wife since she is so sweet to put up with your antics? Well, that's a good one. She may be watching this, so you want to be careful there. She'll hunt you down, you know. But no, I actually do have, well, I already have one building for the sugar plant, the refinery. I've got to probably custom make or scratch build or kit bash, one of the three, the rest of the components for it. And I have an area on the layout specifically for that. So, but that's probably going to be, I'm not sure how far down the road before I get that built. But that's the plan. What brand is the decoder? The decoder on this, I believe, is I want to say a KCS, if that's correct. This is what all the MTH engines use. The same one. Has built-in sound and everything, so they're not bad, but I don't know. There's features on it that I would just soon not have. That's what I think it is, Artie. I think the capacitors are for the sound, so that you have uninterrupted. Because even if you get a dead spot, the sound will go for a second or two, but no motor, which is kind of foolish. So I don't know what they were thinking of. Got me the stuff that Anthony Dodge didn't at the train show. Don't rub it in Anthony. He may get mad at you. So, yeah. So then now you guys also know I've been printing containers. Now, you know what I'm going to do? Hold on just a second here. I'm going to zoom out of this a little bit. There we go. Taking a little bit more room, the thing now. So I've been printing these up for David, Crooked River and Easter. I made him 20 of them. And I'm printing the tops now because that's just the way they print out. And then the top you glue in. And they have a nice, I don't know how well you can see that. They have a pretty good, pretty good for a door there. You know, it's pretty nice. So these are the only two he's going to get that are technically aluminum. The other ones are white, gray, and I got a couple orange ones because I was running out of filament. So I've been doing that for the last, I think, week and a half. It takes 7 hours to print each one. So times 20, it goes by. Now, if you guys are interested in buying them, I will be selling them. And I get $2 each for them plus shipping. So if you really want them, you should get a bunch of them because your shipping will actually be cheaper. And Artie says, you got stuff for others. You went past 5 items for me. Oh, well. Good one. Yeah, Heath, they actually do. These things came out really, really good. I tightened up everything on the printer. So I'm getting a really good a good print on it. Well, they're not N scale, they're HO scale. I don't do any N stuff here. That would be like, now they're actually 40 foot, Steve. That would be like blasphemy to do N scale, so I can't do it. Actually, I did, and I actually printed about a dozen different types because they have more than one, and this one printed the best, so that's why I stuck with it. There were a couple other ones I thought were very plain. They didn't have any. The doors were really bland. So I wanted something that looked more realistic. I won't be getting anything from my lab until I get back from the U.S. Oh, that makes sense. So 40 foot in HO, so 80 foot in N scale. Well, that's actually bigger than the biggest N scale flat car you'd ever have or well car. You'd have a problem hauling that around. Yeah, $2 is cheap, but between you and me, and you guys look, it doesn't cost anything to print these things up. It probably cost me a nickel, maybe a dime. And I want to make a few bucks, but I mean, they're $12 if you buy the ones in the store, at least what I've seen anyway. They're probably more now. And I can't understand how they can get $12 for a piece of plastic. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So if you guys want them, just email me and put in your order, and I'll make them for you. Now, like I said, it does take time to make them, and you can paint them any color you want in decal. That I don't do. I've got a couple for myself that I'm going to do. I'm probably going to make myself. I would say probably 40 or 50 of them because I want to have an intermodal yard. But I'm going to have to do something different on my layout for that. So I'll have to add another level. Let's see. I got plenty of dimes left over from. And he said, $30 for those? Are you kidding me? Oh my God, I would never buy that. I'd go out and buy the paper ones that are like 10 cents. So you can take the container file and upgrade them because I need some specialized ones. Well, even as far as size go, yeah, I can modify the size. I can't change the actual container itself, but if you want a longer one or a shorter one or taller one, or yeah, I can make pretty much anything you want. I just need the specs on it. Yes, the filament is going up in price. Now, I bought a spool of gray about 3 or 4 months ago. I paid $11.99 for it. I just bought another one. As a matter of fact, it came in today. It was $17. Same brand, same company. And yes, because of the oil prices, because it's probably a derivative of oil like everything else. C scale would be $60. Why go micro scale? Well, it's like the car tires, If you had a set of 15s, they weren't that expensive. But if you decide to go to 22s, now keep in mind that the sidewall on the tire is like this thick, realistically, on a 22. And they're $700 a tire or whatever the hell they are. It's ridiculous. If you get less tire, you pay more money for it. I don't understand that. I don't understand why people would pay for it either. So you can make some Boeing containers, Jim. They're double wides and they have double high ones. Yeah, if you want some, I can make them. Of course, if they're double wide, it'd be double the price. They would be $4 each. But yeah, I can make those. I just need to get the measurements from you to do it. And Tom Grassi says, Jim, I'm in the planning stage for level 3 on my layout. Thinking of making a subway system under the third level, planning to 3D print the tunnel tubes. That's pretty cool. And yeah, actually, you can do it because I don't remember the guy's name, but there's a guy that actually makes the tunnel tubes. Of course, you're going to do your own, but for anybody who doesn't have a printer and wants them, they can be purchased on the internet. Although they're a bit pricey. Jacksonville Terminal Company, LLC, they make really nice containers. Oh, I'm sure they are. Well, you know, even scale trains, they have ones that are electronic. I guess they're refrigerated, so they make the compressor noises and all that. And I think they're around $30 a piece. I'm not sure. But I don't really need anything like that. Steve said the door's open too. Now, I've got a file here for ones with the doors that open, but I don't know how well they would actually print out. So I'd probably shy away from that. Love to get some topless 20 and 40-foot containers for extra high loads. Well, like I said, when I print them up, no tops on them until I put the top on them. So you could buy them without the top. Same price, $2. But yeah, I could do that as well. But you know, the only problem is shipping them to Australia probably cost you more than they're worth. You have to wait till you come back to the States. So that's what I've been messing around with. And like I said, I got one here. I kept this for myself. I painted these. Just painted them orange. In fact, you can see it's white and gray on the bottom. And these are the same ones as the ones I just printed up. They come out pretty nice. I mean, they're good. I'll make decals for these and decal them out. But they have so many different colors. They got blue ones, they got green ones, they got white ones, orange, red, probably every color you can think. Hey, Low Country, how you doing? Glad you can make it. Actually, Ron, I could do that. I'd be more than happy to send you the file. Send me an email, and I'll send you the file back on your email. If you don't know what my email is, you can go to my channel, and it's in the About section. Well, I haven't seen a pink one, Jerry, but I wouldn't be surprised. Stranger things have happened, right? I could probably make a container like my boxcar, the pink one. You know what I'm talking about? So let's see what else we got going on. That's about it, really. I mean, I still haven't done anything on the actual layout itself except clean it. Hey, Split Rock, how you doing? Glad you can make it. One containers are pink. I'll take your word for it, E. I've not yet seen one, so I don't know. He said, yes and no. We had glass panels and large loader and mining dump truck tires in these enclosed open top containers. I guess you could. How much I'm doing with Blender? Not very good. I haven't been able to put that much time into it. One of these days when I'm really bored, I'll spend a day and I'll probably figure it out. But it's kind of low on the on the importance scale. Mark says he saw one. Cool. So, like I said, I didn't get a chance to do anything on the layout itself. I want to get back into the electronic aspect of it. I really want to get those turnouts operational. And it's probably going to take me some time to do it, but that's okay. I got lots of time. So that's really the next phase, I think, in layout that I'm gonna jump on. Yeah, I mean the rest of buildings and whatever can wait. I still have 2 buildings I have to assemble. I showed you I bought those at the Zitniks a few weeks back. So that'll take time to build those too. So I may conquer both at the same time. You never know. Well, probably not. It won't be pretty to see, probably. I'm really hoping. Well, most of what I got to do is up top. So anything underneath, I could probably get my wife to help me with. So and she's a little more spry than I am. She could get up easier anyway. So you really are planning on moving over here, already? That's cool. What part of the United States are you going to move to? You have any idea? Yeah, Anthony wants to know the same thing. Apparently, he wants to move here, Split Rock. He says that they have both versions, pink with white and white with pink. I guess that's the one containers. Mark says he's seen them both, but mainly the pink ones here in Florida. I got to get out more because I've never seen them. Spartanburg, Greenville, South Carolina. That's a good choice, Artie. You'll like it there. I had a friend who's just outside of Greenville. He moved up there a few years ago. He said he loves it. I would definitely recommend South Carolina over North Carolina. Not a big fan of North Carolina. Low Country says here at the port in Savannah they are pink. Probably the same ones that come down to Florida, Low Country. All right, he says the next trip is only a visit, getting some affairs in order. Okay. Don't let your girlfriend know about those affairs. And Anthony says, yeah, same thing. I have to agree, Anthony, that it really is a beautiful area. Low Country says, I highly recommend Greenville. Absolutely. How many hours a day do you get to work on the railroad? Well, yeah, that's a kind of a trick question. I spend most of the day over here, but I watch a lot of YouTube videos. So, I probably, in reality, if I put in an hour or two a day actually working on the railroad, that's probably a lot. That's gonna have to change pretty soon though, because I'm not getting enough done. Full Rock says one, Ocean Network Express was formed by 3 other companies. Okay, I didn't know that. He said, 11 there can throw rocks in North Carolina to the border from one of my places. And that's probably what you'd want to do, Artie. Well, the live long day, Heath, of course. I wish. Greenville's about 3 hours from me. Been there several times. Beautiful. I've been through there a few times myself, Low Country. It really is. Oh, the whole state of South Carolina is very beautiful. Great place to live. The FIL is near Greenville. I don't know what the FIL is. I got 3 houses in a vacant block in Seneca, South Carolina. That's pretty cool, Arden. I'll capture with that schedule. I'll bet. It is what it is. But I mean, I'm retired. I have nothing to do. My wife yells at me. She says, "You never spend any time at the house," which is true. But a lot of times I'm plotting in my mind the things I'm going to do in here too. So, oh, father-in-law. Okay, I got to remember that one. For all you guys didn't catch that. I've been through Charleston too. That was a nice area as well. I'm telling you, the whole state is great. And Anthony's correcting your spelling, Ari. Any open land in the good places is going fast, low country. It's ridiculous. And they're getting crazy money for it. There's 4 acres. Hey, Dave, glad you're here. That's all right. It happens. The lot next door to me is 4.5 acres. I wanted to buy it. And at the time, the guy next door who owned it didn't want to sell it to me. I don't know why. But he wound up selling it for $22,000 last year. And the guy that bought it flipped it, sold it to this other guy for $66,000. Unfortunately, the guy that bought it for $66,000 wants to build a house on it. And I'm really not happy about that because I was hoping to keep it empty so I could see more wildlife. Now we're not going to see any wildlife because the way the land is cut, it basically blocks me off from the whole woods. Not happy. But that's just crazy money. I mean, it's an empty lot. It's 66. That's crazy. Let's see. Oh, Dave, by the way, I'm almost done with your containers. These are the last 2 out of the 20. And I did these, and actually it's silver, but it looks aluminum. I mean, you can paint them if you want, but I've got to print the tops for them yet. And should be ready to ship them out probably by Monday. I'll get them packed up and let you know what the shipping is on it. Wait a minute. Can't wait to hear an Australian. Well, that would be funny, wouldn't it? That's even possible. Are you thinking of returning back to Greenville myself or Savannah? Anthony, you're up Friday. Aren't you up in Maryland or somewhere? And Low Country lives in Savannah. He says, I don't know about that, man. I don't know if you'll ever be able to retire, Heath. What's that? I bought an empty lot in Tamash, South Carolina for $10,000 and sold it to the neighbor. Jesus Christ. That's a good profit, but crazy. I guess he didn't want to build on it either. I mean, that was my plan. That's why I wanted the land. I had no plans on building on it. I just wanted to keep it empty. I have no control over whether the seller will sell to me or not. So, what I paid, I'm not even sure I would have paid the $22,000 for it. That was still a lot of money for nothing. And Dave says retirement is for quitters. Well, that could be true. All right, he says, Thomas, I have the true deep Southern accent. I come from the deep, truer South. Okay. I'll take your word for it. Low Country says Savannah's in the middle of the St. Patrick's Day 4-day party. Wow. Them guys will all be burned out by the time that's done. He says, exactly. He was desperate for my block. I couldn't build on it. Yeah, he must have been. That's some crazy money, but good for you. Artie's next live stream. Good day, y'all. Okay. Yeah, I guess we're running up on the hour, so I should probably call it a day too. Hey man, glad y'all showed up and made it. It's been fun as always. And okay. Yeah, I had my dinner before, but hey, you want to eat while you can. All right, guys. Well, I guess we're gonna wrap it up then. I don't know. I think sometimes that GBO does. Chris. But I'm not 100% sure. One of these days, I got to get a list of when everybody's live streams are, because at the end of the show, I'd like to remind everybody. And I can hardly remember who's doing what. So, I mean, Monday night, of course, is Tom's Trains and Things at 8 o'clock. He didn't do this week's, but he'll be back on next week. And, of course, David Crooked River, he does Thursday Morning Brew. It's 8:30, right? So you want to see him, unless you're like me and just oversleep. I missed his live stream again this morning. That's 8 p.m. Saturday night your time. Okay, that's good to know, Artie. So you want to see Artie at 8 o'clock Saturday night. Yeah, I hear that. I got the same problem. You're probably the only one that does. I don't get notifications on anything. Oh, that's right. You'll also be doing On Track Tuesday this coming week as well. And that's at 7 o'clock, so you don't want to miss that. All right, guys. Well, I think I about covered everything I needed to. So when do the Connects go live on Thursdays? I know they do an 8 o'clock show. But I think sometimes they also do a 7 o'clock as well. I'm not sure about that. That's that. You just need. Don't worry about the rest of them. Well, I gotta get everybody as much as I can. But yeah, you're right. Let's see. Eve says, yeah, Third Rail Thursday is at 8 o'clock. And Boxcar Gary, he just goes on whenever he wants. Every time I turn on the internet, I see he's already doing a live stream, which is cool. So I'll jump on and watch him. All right, Mark, have a good evening, man. Thanks for showing up. Quickie, before I go, next project on the railroad is more than likely it's going to be the turnout controls. I've got the panels up. I just got to get the electronics in. Most of it's going to be run by Arduino. It'll be cool when it's done. And I might even try and figure out how to do one online, live. We'll see. All right, guys. We'll see you later. I'm going to go ahead and throw up the, did I find it? The outro. Where is it? There it is. We'll see you next week. Thanks for showing up, man. Bye.